All right, you heard my take. Let's get reaction from former Reagan economist Art Laffer and Fox News contributor Doug Schoen. Art, to you first. Where am I going wrong here? I say the exodus is about to start. It'll become a real flood. I'm sure you agree with me.
I do. I mean, I moved from California to Tennessee for exactly that reason. And now with the SALT reductions, it really makes it much, much more. Let's say you've got a guy who's paying a marginal tax rate of 10% in the state. Now he's going to, instead of getting to deduct 4% of that and paying only net 6%, he's now going to have to pay the whole amount. Now, there is an alternative minimum tax clawback that he won't be affected. But, you know, it's going to be a huge thing for these states with high tax rates and also a large proportion of the people paying earning income of $500,000 or more. Those states are going to be hit hugely, and those are the states you listed up there, plus a few others, D.C., Maryland. There are a couple of others that are really hit. But those are the states that are just going to be slammed, and they're going to all come to Tennessee, where I am.
Okay. There's no state income tax in Tennessee or a state tax.
Did you notice that? Right? There's no state income tax, either earned or unearned income, no death tax, low property taxes. The only problem with this state is we're growing so rapidly and we have such a big budget surplus and our credit rating is the highest in the nation. But other than that, we're really an awful state, Stuart.
You've got a budget surplus?
We have a huge surplus. We have the highest credit rating in the nation, and the provision of public services has been improving enormously, especially in education.
Well, just wait. There's more people coming. Hold on a second, Art. Doug Schoen is with me.
Hi, Doug.
Hey, Art.
have a conversation.
We will.
All right. You say, and I said, that this is going to hurt Democrats, but that's in the long run. In the short run, it could hurt some House Republican congressmen.
It could, because, look, the Republicans have at risk maybe 20, 25 seats in these high-tax states, and the loss of the SALT deduction will make them, in the short term, more vulnerable. Long term, these states are going to be impacted adversely. They're largely governed by Democrats, and it makes the argument for Democratic rule, no matter how beneficent it may appear, it makes it unsustainable given the fiscal impact.
If you live in New York City, I mean, I know that's a small number of people and a very small part of New York City.
Stuart.
I know that. I know it includes you. If you make seriously good money, I mean, talking a lot of money you make, you pay a tax rate of over 60%, don't you?
I do. And I would tell you, you know, my van is fired up. I've been going, as you know, down to Florida more and more, and I hope I have the courage and, indeed, fiscal smarts that Art has. Art, I'm not going to Tennessee, but I'll be in South Florida in a jiffy.
But you're serious now.
I am serious.
When you look at, let's suppose you earn $1 million. Just suppose, I'm just picking numbers out there. You make $1 million, 600,000 of that million goes to governments. Is that accurate?
That is correct. It's also more expensive to operate in a place like New York with more regulation. And you want to be in a place where people welcome you rather than want to investigate you.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah. Fire up that moving van.
Yeah, fire it up, yeah.
Art's got a lot of furniture that needs to get down to Miami.
As do I.
Now, I want both of you to just stay there for a second. I want to check money because we got the Dow Industrials right now down, what is it, nearly 300 points, 298 to be precise. Just 4 stocks are actually up. I think that's American Express, Walmart, Coke, and Procter & Gamble. They're up. The other 26 are down. And by the way, trade seems to be beginning to bite because, as I understand it, since the first trade jitters appeared, our stock market has dropped to the value of $2.5 trillion. That's what's happened because of this trade fear. Should I be worried about my investments, Art Laffer?
Yes, I think, you know, until we solve this trade issue, I'm really concerned about the markets. I mean, I trust Trump on economics, to be honest with you. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think he's doing it to get lower tariffs, not higher tariffs. But frankly, it scares the bejabbers out of me, and I just hate this type of talk of trade. I was in the Nixon White House when we did all sorts of protectionist measures, and the stock market fell by 50%. You know, if you look at the Smoot-Hawley tariff, the examples are just are everywhere about how protectionism really is a buzz killer in the markets and in economies.
Okay, the argument is that these tariffs proposed but not yet imposed by President Trump are just a negotiating tactic.
That's what I think they are.
Will go away when we get a response. But you can't guarantee it, can you?
No, I can't guarantee it, and Trump knows far more about what his negotiation strategies are. When I talked to him on the phone a little bit ago, he told me he's a free trader all the way, and, you know, I believe him totally. I mean, he ran an international corporation. He knows how to get the best value and where. I mean, all of that is really very true, but it's still scary. And, you know, when you see the threats of more tariffs, you just can't help but feel that queasy feeling that it's coming back again.
As a Democrat, Doug Schoen, and you are still
Yes.
a Democrat.
A free trade Democrat.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, there used to be. We're sort of going out of business, but I exist. Look, this is the best thing that could happen to the Democrats because Trump's approval numbers were heading up. And as the stock market goes down short term, the argument for Republican control of the House and Senate gets weaker and weaker. True. Now, I agree with Art. I think the president is playing with fire here. I would tell him to back off. But, you know, he's the president, not me. But I would tell you, short term, this is manna from heaven for a Democratic Party with no message, no strategy, and no plan. This gives us an argument where none existed.
You can't afford to leave the Democrat Party, can you? Because you're a political kind of guy. That's your business. And if you left the Democrat Party, no Republican would touch with a 10-foot pole.
Stuart, if now that you have citizenship, if you were prepared to run, I'd be prepared to join your party and support you in a quest to change America.
You are truly crazy.
No, I'm not.
Doug Schoen, Art Laffer, both of you. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Good discussion.
Thank you.
There'll be more on this, I guarantee it. More on the tax exodus. Here we go.